Hello and welcome to Python Fundamentals. In this course, we learn the underpinning Python programming skills, preparing for our journey towards mastering the Django framework and the Python programming language. This tutorial is part of a series of tutorials. You can find the link to the whole playlist in the video description. This tutorial is from our Python Programming Fundamentals for Django Developers course, which you can find and purchase on Udemy. You will find all the latest and updated tutorials, as well as resources and assessments to help accelerate your learning of the subject. The link to the course, which will always provide the best price, can be found in the video description. Throughout this course, you will find different code examples, which you might want to start yourself on your own computer. So let me just take you through how you might achieve that by utilizing the requirements text file. We've already seen in this course how to create a requirements.txt file. So the requirements.txt file lists all of the different dependencies, all the different requirements that are needed to build an environment which can then host and run the Django code. I will take you through the process again of creating a requirements text file, but this is the command that we're going to be utilizing to actually install all of the requirements that are detailed or listed in the requirements.txt file. Notice the change here. In addition to the pip install that we've already utilized, we have a flag, the -r flag, which is going to indicate to pip that we want to install from a list. And that list is going to be presented within the requirements.txt file. So back in our code, in our project that we've created so far, we can see that we've already created a requirements file. So let's just remove that, and I'll take you through the process again. So pip freeze. So this is going to build a new requirements file. And we use the right chevron there and requirements.txt. Now you can call it whatever you like, of course you can, but you will find that I use requirements.txt. Right, so that builds the list of requirements, packages, libraries that are needed to build this environment inside of our virtual environment here. So let's pretend now you've gone ahead and you have downloaded one of the code bases from one of our tutorials. So you download the code, you open up a new folder and extract that code inside of a new folder. So at that point, it's probably going to look a little bit like, let me just get rid of that. So it's not going to have probably that in there, and it's probably not going to have a virtual environment. So let's just move that to trash, remove that. So once you've downloaded the code from one of our code examples, it's going to look a little bit like that. There's going to be maybe some sort of Django core project folder, and maybe some sort of, or multiple app folders, and the manage.py file. So the first thing that we need to do is you're going to need to build a virtual environment. So check out the guide on your particular operating system on how to do that. So here on the Mac, I'm going to type in Python 3, and then I'm going to type in the M flag, VMV. So if you're on Windows, you'll just type in Py instead of Python 3. So that's going to create our virtual environment. Now, notice that I did accidentally remove the requirements.txt file. Apologies. That will be included in the download. So I put that back. So you will find in our code repositories, samples, that you download the requirements.txt file will also be included. Right, so if you look inside, it details all the packages or libraries that will need to be installed. So from here, once you've created your virtual environment, you will need to activate it, again, depending on what operating system, depending on the approach you take. Okay, and now once we're inside of the virtual environment, you can go ahead and pip install using the R flag and requirements.txt. So I'm using tab, don't forget, so that I don't have to type out everything here. So I just type out the first couple of letters of the file here and press tab, and then it fills it in for me. So with that done, I can now press enter, and it will go ahead and install all the different packages or libraries that's been specified within this file. So now with that's done, I should now be able to type in the manage.py command, run server, to start the package. There we go. So now everything has been installed. I can now go ahead and try this out, starting the Django application by using manage.py run server, and it looks like everything is okay. Now you might be wondering what the error is, or the red text might be. Just to explain that again, remember that when we create a Django project, Django automatically adds a list here to the installed apps. So these are other resources that add functionality to our Django project and is set by default. Now it just happens, for example, that these resources require a database to start. So therefore, a typical step once we've downloaded the code base from the examples is to run the migrate command. So if I run Python 3 or manage.py or just /manage.py and then migrate, that is going to signal to Django to look for all the tables or all the resources that need to be created, or the tables that need to be created in order to fulfill what's required from these installed apps. So if I run that command, now it says here no migrations. I've already done it on mine, so apologies about that, but you should see a different output on yours. It would now have created a new database here with all the tables that are required to support these different apps. And then you can go ahead and type in run server again, and you won't now see that red text here.